Hello, I'm Muskan Khandelwal and you're watching Indian Masterminds. This is our weekly news show, Bureaucracy This Week. Let's take a look at the headlines first. IAS officer Pradeep Singh Kharola appointed the new DG of the National Testing Agency NTA. DOPT tells employees to be at office sharply at 9:15 am. IAS officer Suhas Sarwai becomes world's #1 in para badminton men's singles. Let's start this week's show with our first segment, the Impact Report. In Uttar Pradesh, situated between Ayodhya and Gorakhpur, lies the district of Basti, a region rich in history and culture. Today, Basti is undergoing a remarkable change under the leadership of IAS officer Andhra Vamsi, the district magistrate. Mr. Vamsi, a 2011 batch IAS officer, is spearheading an innovative project to preserve Basti's heritage while boosting tourism. Traditionally known as Vashishti in the Sarayu Par areas, Basti is part of a region called Sarayu Par or beyond the Sarayu River. The district boasts over 100 archaeological sites with artifacts ranging from paint and graveware to Kushana coins. Basti is also famous for its Kala Namak variety of rice, showcasing its rich agricultural heritage. Mr. Vamsi has embarked on a mission to rejuvenate the district's heritage bungalows. Drawing inspiration from the successful conversion of Rajasthani forts into luxury hotels, he aims to transform these grand structures into resorts, destination wedding venues, and homestays. Recognizing the influx of tourists visiting Ayodhya after the construction of the Ram Mandir, Mr. Vamsi strategically plans to capitalize on this by converting heritage bungalows into luxurious accommodations. This move aims to preserve architectural marvels, generate employment, and boost the local economy. Supported by government subsidies and private funding, the Tourism Ministry provides a 30% subsidy for the development of these bungalows. Mr. Vamsi also leverages funds from his own sources, such as his Rifle Club and CSR contributions, ensuring the project's financial viability. The project includes improving basic infrastructure such as roads, water supply, and electricity to support the new hotels and homestays. The holistic approach ensures that heritage sites are accessible and comfortable for tourists. The success of this project heavily relies on the involvement of the local community. Mr. Vamsi plans to hold conferences to educate the owners of heritage bungalows about the benefits of the initiative. This collaborative effort aims to create a sustainable model for heritage conservation and tourism promotion. A pilot project in Munderwa has transformed the heritage sites into a luxurious homestays, showcasing the potential for other bungalows in the region. This project serves as a scalable model with the possibility of expanding to other districts with similar heritage structures. By blending historical preservations with modern tourism, Mr. Andhra Vamsi is not only saving these architectural marvels from decay but also giving a significant boost to the local economy. His project serves as a model for heritage conservation and tourism development, showcasing how history and progress can coexist harmoniously. After this inspiring initiative, let's move on to another inspiring story in our next segment called the Budding Bureaucrat. Today, we bring you the remarkable journey of IRS officer Nitika Vilas, a woman whose path to the Indian Revenue Service was as unique as it was inspiring. Hailing from the city of Nawabs, Lucknow, Nitika's story is one of breaking barriers and defying expectations. With a strong aptitude for mathematics and computers, Nitika excelled in her studies. Her father, an engineer, had dreams of her following in his footsteps, but Nitika had other plans. Driven by a passion for creativity, she chose a path less traveled and ventured into the world of fashion and design. Her journey began at MET School of Fashion and Technology, where she not only excelled academically but also earned a gold medal and a scholarship for her outstanding performance. She further honed her skills with a master's degree in communication design from NIFT Delhi and topped an examination at Pearl Academy of Fashion. While she was deeply immersed in the creative world, a turning point came in the form of a movie, Peoply Live, which highlights the issue of farmers' suicides, struck a profound chord with her. This movie made me realize how disconnected I was from the real world. I was unable to sleep for 3 nights, she shared with Indian Masterminds. This epiphany, coupled with reading about an IAS officer who used design to solve real-world problems, inspired her to take a new direction. Motivated by a newfound purpose, Nitika decided to attempt the UPSC exam, balancing her work as a book designer along with her UPSC preparation. Her journey was not without its challenges. Her first attempt did not yield the desired results. However, with a practical timeline and a backup plan, she persevered. In a second attempt, she cleared the prelims, and by a third attempt, she secured a position in the Indian Revenue Service. As soon as my father heard the news, he booked the next flight to Delhi, hugged me, cried 5 times, and said, "You made us proud." Nitika shared with a smile. Today, as the Deputy Commissioner of Income Tax in Pune, Nitika utilizes her design skills to improve her office environment and streamline operations. Balancing a demanding job with motherhood, she emphasizes the importance of teamwork at home. "My husband and I have divided our duties 50-50 and we manage things accordingly," she explained. From fashion designer to IRS officer, her journey is a compelling narrative of following one's heart, overcoming obstacles, and finding a purpose that transcends personal ambition. Her story inspires not only the future civil servants but also anyone who dares to dream beyond the conventional paths laid out before them. And that wraps up the budding bureaucrat for this week. Next, we dive into our final segment where we discuss this week's news in the civil service roundup. Meet IAS Officer Pradeep Singh Kharola, the new DG of the National Testing Agency NTA. In the backdrop of the NTA persistent struggle to keep its head afloat in a quagmire of cancellations, paper leaks, and alleged scams concerning the NEET UG, UGC NET, and CSIR UGC NET examinations, the Ministry of Education has mandated a 1985 batch IAS officer, Mr. Pradeep Singh Kharola, to assume additional charge as the Director General of the National Testing Agency, replacing Mr. Subodh Kumar Singh, a 1997 batch IAS officer. Mr. Kharola was allotted the Karnataka cadre of the IAS in 1985 and has worked in various capacities during his almost 4-decade-long stint with the Indian bureaucracy. He has won several accolades, including the National Award for E-Governance in 2012 and the Prime Minister's Outstanding Public Administration Award in 2013. He was appointed as the head of Air India in November 2017 and has also served as the MD of the Bangalore Metro Rail Corporation. IAS Pradeep Singh Kharola served as the Civil Aviation Secretary before getting appointed as the Chairman of the India Trade Promotion Organization in 2022. Since then, he has been serving in the organization and now has been assigned as the DG of the NTA till the appointment of a regular incumbent. DOPT tells employees to be at office sharply by 9:15 a.m. Amidst a recent development, the Department of Personnel and Training under the Union government has instructed all its employees, including senior officers across the country, to be present in their respective offices sharply by 9:15 a.m. and mark their attendance. The DOPT expects its employees to reach the office by 9 a.m. and has offered a grace period of 15 minutes to mark their attendance. The DOPT mentioned all employees have been cautioned that if they do not reach the office by 9:15 a.m., a half day of casual leave will be deducted. If for any reason an employee cannot attend the office on a particular day, it should be informed in advance and casual leave should be applied for. The senior officers, however, are not too pleased with the whip, noting that they do not have fixed office hours as they leave the office premises as late as 7 p.m. They have complained that they usually end up working from home, including on holidays and weekends in the past COVID period. IAS Officer Suhas Selvi becomes world #1 in para badminton men's singles. In a historic achievement for Indian para badminton, 2007 batch IAS officer of UP cadre, Mr. Suhas Selvi has clinched the top spot in the latest ranking released by the Badminton World Federation. Emerging as the new world #1 in the men's singles category, Mr. Suhas Selvi has surpassed the long-standing leader, Lucas Mazur of France, marking his first ever ascent to the pinnacle of the sport. Mr. Suhas is currently posted in the Sports Department of Uttar Pradesh as Secretary. He is India's first IAS officer to win a medal at the Paralympics. Expressing gratitude for the support received, he attributed this remarkable milestone to the encouragement and blessings of the supporters worldwide. This achievement not only underscores his dedication and perseverance, but also signifies a momentous triumph for Indian para sports. With this achievement, he aims to inspire aspiring athletes and continue representing India on the global stage with pride and determination. So this was all the news we have for you this week. We will be back next week. What do you think about this episode of Bureaucracy this week? Let us know in the comments. Subscribe to Indian Masterminds and press the bell icon for all the news related to Indian bureaucracy. I am Muskan Khandelwal signing off. Until then, stay curious, stay informed and stay tuned.